I invite you, all of you, for this exciting lecture series. This is the second one in our lecture series. The first one on behalf of Delhi unit we held on constitution issue. The second one is on that today's issue is combating gender stereotypes, Supreme Court. Today's speech will be delivered by Sri Suresh Kumar P, Supreme Court Advocate. Let me remind you on the first series, which was very successful one, on Constitution, preamble of the Constitution, Sri P.V. Dinesh, Senior Advocate, delivered the very exciting speech. This is the second one. All India Lawyers Union Delhi unit is proposing to hold weekly lecture series on every Friday at 7 p.m. Today it is Saturday. The reason why we postponed it for one day is yesterday in Delhi there were elections. That's why we could not hold the meeting as we decided on Friday. In today's meeting, we will be having this lecture series. Along with the lecture series, ILU Delhi State has proposed to hold judiciary coaching classes. These judiciary coaching classes also will be held every week, and these will be thoroughly to prepare our participants for the judiciary examinations. We expect that all the participants who have been working in various district courts as well as in high courts and Supreme Court kindly propagate this thing that ILU Delhi State is holding a web series of judiciary coaching classes, which would be very, very thorough one. That's why once you will cooperate and propagate this thing, our program will be very much successful. Now, without wasting very much of time, I invite Sri P. Suresh to start the meeting. Sir, for you. Suresh sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The mic is off for you.
Okay. My video is not working.
My voice was not clear.
Yes, yes. You are audible, but my video is not working. I don't know why.
But screen is
Yes,
showing something.
audio is working. Video is not working.
But a
Can you see
document
that?
is there.
What, sir?
Document is there. Document is displayed.
Document is being displayed.
Uh,
But, acha, but your start droid cam is showing to me. This my laptop is showing your voice.
Oh, I put a Droid camera on that.
Ah.
Oh, I will make arrangement.
What is being displayed on Windows screen? That one. Why it is not
But
being?
you are the host. Your camera has to work. If it
Yes,
is
that
your
is.
laptop camera, it will work.
No, no. I am sharing the screen. It is being displayed to all, but it is not being displayed to me. Something is start Droid camera is being shown to me. I think it is your.
Yes, I will close my Zoom.
Uh,
Okay.
Not
I,
Zoom.
I, I will
Cam,
close my
cam.
Zoom.
Please come. Maybe display. No, no, no. One thing. My display, baby.
No, no,
Uh,
I will be closing my Zoom. Then you start the meeting.
no, why closing? Why, sir? Maybe.
Because I have to change the camera mode from
Yes.
Droid to laptop.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Where is this? Your screen sharing. Okay. Maybe this camera mode may be in different way to me. View, yes. Speaker mode hai. View, gallery, yes. Okay.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సురేష్ గారు.
Good evening, sir.
ఖమ్మం లక్ష్మీనారాయణరావు.
లక్ష్మీనారాయణరావు గారు మీరు బాగున్నారా?
బాగున్నా సార్. ఎట్లా ఉన్నారు మీరు?
ఫైన్.
అదే పొద్దున ఫార్వర్డ్ చేసా అందరికి.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
నిన్న మన అంకాయ పెట్టాడు నెల్లూరు నుంచి.
ఓకే.
ఆ,
Okay, sir. I'm going to start this class. The problem is my screen. Yes. Okay. Friends, today we are discussing this concept of gender stereotypes, combating gender stereotypes. So, what is the basis for arranging this class is the handbook released by Supreme Court. In year 2023, Supreme Court has released a book on gender stereotypes. First, we have to understand what is stereotype. I will say simple words first. Thereafter, we go to definitions. For the understanding purpose, stereotype is an assumption or belief. Stereotype is just an assumption or belief. Regarding anything, that is called stereotype. What is assumption? Which is not real, which is not based on proof. Having one idea about something or someone, but that idea is wrong. That is called stereotype. This was defined by Supreme Court in the same way. Set ideas regarding someone or something, that idea is a wrong. Then it is called stereotype. So, Supreme Court, during the experience of these 70 years and more, what found that while giving judicial decisions, judgments, Supreme Court found some stereotypes for reasoning to make a judgment. While delivering a judgment, to came to conclusion, Supreme Court found that some stereotypes are becoming basis for giving judicial decision. So it is wrong. Basing on stereotypes, judgment should not be given. That's why, after gaining experience, Supreme Court during COVID period came to conclusion that we have to prepare a handbook, particularly regarding women, to avoid these stereotypes while judicial making as well as legal drafting. While lawyers making legal drafting, petitions and affidavits, they are using some expressions regarding women. So those are outdated. Those are antiquated. That means obsolete, not relevant now. If you take any concept of woman which is not relevant now, that means there are so many misconceptions during the history, in Indian history, regarding women. Women are weak, women cannot go out, women cannot educate, it is a sin. So like this. So this type of misconception should be gone.
I request Amrut Nelur, kindly mute your mic.
So it has given the task to his team, and this book has been released. Now we understand what is stereotypes in principle. There are another definitions. What is gender stereotypes? So before going into that definitions and other things, Supreme Court found 3 methods to avoidance of these stereotypes. So according to now, stereotypes are wrong notions regarding some people or something. It should be avoided. So to avoid that, Supreme Court found 3 methods. One is identifying languages that promotes gender stereotypes and offering alternatives, words and phrases. So language, while legal drafting or while giving judgments, we will describe the woman in our course, woman related offense, and wherever woman pretext is there. So the language, which language we are using regarding woman, that has to be identified. If that language is objectionable, that means obsolete, not relevant, it is regressive, it is a misconception, then that word should be removed. Alternative words should have been added. So first method for avoidance of stereotype is identifying languages. The second one is identifying common reasoning patterns that are based on gender stereotypes and discussing why they are incorrect. The second one is identifying common reasoning patterns. That means while giving a judgment, suppose a judge has taken a notion that women are normally lies about men regarding having been raped or they sexually assaulted. So suppose if judge is having that notion, generally women are lying, women never say truth, automatically it impacts on judicial decision. So this type of reasoning patterns has to be identified and these patterns have to be removed. So for that, Supreme Court prepared a table. In the same way, highlighting binding decisions of Supreme Court of India. Supreme Court has given some judgments regarding these type of stereotypes while giving in judgments. So, suppose two-finger test. So, to determine a rape has happened or not, one of the medical tests subjected to undergone to the victim is two fingers test. So those are not correct. In one judgment, Supreme Court found that it is very wrong practice. It should be deleted from practice. So these type of binding decisions are there. So this is one aspect. The second thing is Supreme Court the next thing is this book divided the total concept into 4 chapters. How to go to next page? Slide. It is not going. Second page. This is only first page. Where is second page? There is the next page.
We have to go to our laptop, sir. On your screen, you have to open that second page. then only you can share the screen.
Yes.
On your laptop, you have to open second page. Then only it come on the share screen.
Okay. 1 minute, please. So here itself we have to.
No, it cannot be interactive. You have to go to your laptop and open the second page. Then only it will come on the screen.
Okay. I have prepared some tables. It is not being shown by my laptop, some reasons anyway. Now, the second, this Supreme Court divided this total book into uh, four concepts. That is understanding stereotypes. Second one is understanding gender stereotypes. Third one is current doctrines. And fourth one is conclusion. So, first chapter, Supreme Court has given languages. As already I told, which language is to be removed, which language is to be used in legal drafting, or what do you call it? Alternative, judicial decisions. So, first, incorrect language. It has given 42 words. I don't go all 42 words in view of short time. I will explain some important aspects. Suppose when we making a drafting, we should not use the word adulteress, affair, bastard, biological sex, born a girl, boy, career woman. This type of 42 words has been given. The basis for objecting, but the basis for objection of these words is Supreme Court says language is critical for the law of the life. The dignity of woman should be not only woman. There must be dignity for every human being. If you see the Insolvency Act, earlier we used the word pauper to say he lost everything in the business. The word pauper has been used. It has been replaced with the word indigent. Why indigent word has been introduced? To say that to give humanity. Pauper is damaging his individual dignity. So, not on legal aspects, only on humanity, the word has been changed. In the same way, these words should not be used. Suppose there are so many words qualifying the word wife. You go wife. Suppose beautiful wife, faithful wife, good wife, obedient wife. So what is the objection here? Wife is wife. Why wife should be dutiful? Why wife should be faithful? Why qualification to wife? It is showing the tendency of patriarchy. It is showing that man is having so many properties and wife also one of that property. So this type of notion is not correct. So whenever you want to use the word wife, dutiful wife, faithful wife, this type of qualification, you should not use qualifications. You should use only wives. In the same way, woman, chaste woman, career woman, easy virtue woman, fallen woman, this type of words are also used. So all these qualification has to be removed. Woman means woman. What is chaste woman? Chaste means what? Sacred. Sacred woman. So what is this sacred? That means woman should have some sanctity. Woman should maintain some standards. That too, as decided by patriarchal society. What is patriarchal society? We know that in simple words, male dominant society. So in history of India, male dominant society fixed some standards and notions to women, which are not correct, which are not constitutional at present. So those types of words, those type of notions should be gone. That's why chaste woman, career woman, easy virtue woman, and other woman qualifications are there. These fallen woman, these should not be used. Indian woman or Western woman. Woman is woman. No Indian woman, no Western woman. And the same time, some words are there. Effeminate, ladylike. What is this effeminate and ladylike words? These words are insulting the female human being. That means what? Suppose effeminate, pejoratively, to satirically, to insulting way, if you want to depict a man who is not confident, who is not so dare, courageous, he is effeminate. That means he is similar to ladies, similar to female. That meaning, what is that meaning? Women are not courage, women are not confident. That is wrong notion. So we should not use the words effeminate, ladylike. Ladylike means what? Some male persons may have some characteristics. So similar to woman, we should not use that ladylike. He is having some ladylike characters. Those are also insulting the woman gender. In such positions, we have to use what is his minus, not ladylike. Suppose he is having any amusing character, you use that word. Why you comparing the lady? That means ladies are weak. So that is not correct according to Supreme Court. And also there are some words which are in dirty way. For example, harlot, hooker, and slut, mistress. All these words, whore, in last word is whore. Whore. So these are indicating that women are bad women, or those are engaging completely in sexual activities like this. Those words should be deleted, removed. We should not use those words in our drafting. In the same way, housewife. What is housewife? What is that meaning? Woman is not doing anything and her work is not having any value. That is wrong. So, homemaker, she is doing something which is very valuable, which is very having some value. So, this we should not use housewife. We have to say homemaker. And hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means having, regarding this genders, transgenders and other people who are having some genetical problems and having some characteristics, both female and male characteristics. Such type of people also should not be insulted. So hermaphrodite means having both male and female. If you see in earthworms, we can find that both characteristics for earthworm. So that type. And other thing is ravished. So normally, while describing any sexual assault incident, she was ravished by him, so and so. We are using these words. So this also has to be removed. Why? Ravished is having been using for some positive activities also. So it reducing the seriousness of that attack. A woman has been raped or assaulted or harassed, simply we should not use ravished or violated. Violated also banned in the next sentences. Violated. In the place of violated, we have to use sexually harassed or assaulted or raped. So reducing, if we use this violated, ravish, reducing the seriousness of the things. And you take spinster. Spinster means unmarried woman. Earlier, this spinster meaning is that only spun yarn. You see, Mahatma Gandhi is making rounds the wheel. So yarn, that is called spin. But in 17th century onwards, we are using the spinster to denote an unmarried woman. Why it is offensive now? Because in 17th century, after the period, the marriage has become a sacred thing. So who do not have marriage in an offensive language, in an insulting way, the word spinster has been using. So that has to be removed. And this prostitute, instead of prostitute, sex worker or trafficked victim, because no woman herself with a happiness or joy should take that profession. So maybe due to trafficking or maybe necessities or and other reasons. So we should not use the word prostitute. We have to use sex worker words. So this type of, I don't want to give all each word because time is very short. It takes 2 hours if we want to explain everything. So the reasons for giving this type of table by Supreme Court is all these words are misconceptions. All these language is basing on wrong conception, wrong meaning, incorrect ideas. So here concubine and keep. Suppose while describing about a second wife, some people used the word concubine and keep. It should have been removed. So instead of that, woman with whom a man had romantic or sexual relations outside of marriage, like this. So this is the first table given by Supreme Court regarding changes of words. And survivor or victim. So an individual who has been affected by sexual violence has to be called survivor or victim. Survivor or victim is the choice of the victim. So basing on the choice of the victim, we have to use this any word. So this is regarding language. Come to understanding stereotypes. Here, what is the meaning of stereotype? Already I explained. A set idea that people have about what someone or something is like, especially an idea that is wrong. So here, what is wrong? An idea is wrong. What is the basis for an idea? Is means assumption. So all these type of stereotypes are assumptions or beliefs basing on that individual belong to a specific social group, have certain characteristic or traits. That means all stereotypes normally regarding an individuals. Suppose one individual belong to transgender group. So immediately some people have one notion that these people are engaged in sexual activities. They will do some antisocial activities, or otherwise they may participate in begging or these type of notions. So because of that individual belongs to that group, because of that individual relates to that social section, you should not have any such ideas. If you have such ideas, that is wrong. That is stereotype. So you have to assess each person basing on his individual unique characters. All section of people have different types of people. If in each section, good or bad people will be there. You can't generalize everything. That is the point of the Supreme Court. So, definition is that. What is the nature? Nature means it is only assumption or belief. It has no truth. It has no proof. What is meaning of assumption? Which has no proof, but having an idea. That is called assumption. So that assumption should be removed. Supreme Court has given one example regarding this stereotype. In people in many countries feel that all Indians are good at science and mathematics. Is it correct? All Indians not. So maybe some people. In the same way, basing on their nationality, region, caste, gender, disability, sexuality, skin color, physical appearance, and race, people think something about an individual, but which is not correct. Come to how this stereotype function. Function means, so these stereotypes influence our thoughts and actions. Normally, these stereotypes are of subconscious. So many people want to very fair not to use this type of stereotypes, but they don't know. I give one example because of Telugu people also there. Recently, one famous film actor Chiranjeevi in an interview said that all my family members are girls and ladies and women. I'm acting like a warden women hostel. I want to have one male grandson or male grandchild. That up to that, okay. Thereafter, he used one word. I want to have a grandchild to continue my legacy. So, what is that meaning? If any legacy should be continued, there must have a male child. So, no female child will continue the legacy. So, that has been come under so many criticism. So, that is one type of stereotype. How can a woman should be lowered, look low? So, even so many examples given by so many critics. Indira Gandhi continued legacy of Jawaharlal Nehru, like that. So many examples came into picture. So unconsciously, with subconscious mind, this type of feelings may come out. So it influences our thoughts and actions. Because of that influence, it prevents from viewing an individual with an unique characters. When one people is before you regarding any context, you have to see him individually. What is his characters? Because of he belongs to some area, because of he belongs to some social group, he should have that characteristics. He should eat this particular thing. He should behave in this particular way. That is wrong. That is Supreme Court want to say. So what is how stereotypes functions means it prevents us from viewing the originality. It prevents us from understanding the reality of situation. If judges are having this type of stereotypes, automatically what happens? It comes to leading a wrong judgments. So the result is that it leads to exclusion and discrimination in workplace, educational institutions, and public places. Suppose there is a government office. There are people from both sides, male and female, with the same designation. One function is being organized. Then how you will distribute the work? Normally, so though they are belongs to same category, same designation, same respect, the same work, in functions and public activities, we will allot some cleaning and cooking work to the ladies and we will give other work to the gents. What is indicating? Female employees should do this only, male employees for suitable to this type of. This is called discrimination. Such type of discrimination should not be happened because of these stereotypes. So these stereotypes should be avoided. And other thing is, another example given by Supreme Court is oppressed caste people and oppressor caste people. This example is given by Supreme Court itself. What is the general feeling of some people is that the individuals belongs to oppressed caste. Oppressed caste means the people who suppressed in historically. Those who are treating as a lower caste people. So some people felt that the individuals came from that type of caste are not as accomplished to other people from oppressor caste. That means upper caste. So what is the feeling? If we give this thing to this work to some people, they may not having such talent to do that work as upper caste people had. So this is one stereotype. So what happens with that stereotype? It affects the mental health of the people of the oppressed caste. The people came from the lower caste as an oppressed caste. They may have some lot of pressure if they are appearing in exams and the same along with the upper caste people. What is the pressure getting by the oppressed people is that there is already one stereotype is there. We are not talented as equal to upper caste people. So we have to do well in exams. For that, they will get more and lot of pressure. So it affects on their mental health. So stereotype work like this so that it should be avoided. Suppose this type of stereotypes some judges have this type of stereotypes. What is the effect? The effect is that it impacts the impartiality and the intellectual rigor of judicial decisions. It affects judicial decisions simply. Suppose one judge is having one notion. What is that? All people from lower income group will commit offenses. If bail is granted, they will free from flee. They will flee from investigation. They flee from their trial. So, if there are two people in one offense, one person belongs to affluent family and one person from lower income group, then what happens? If judge imposed stringent conditions to the lower income accused and a simple condition to the affluent family accused, what happens? It leads to injustice. The meaning is that it is perpetuating this type of stereotypes. So that is wrong. It leads to entrenching and perpetuating the stereotypes. It affects the equal protection of laws. So it should be avoided. That is regarding impact on judicial decisions. Impact, what impact? Impact of stereotype on judicial. It is a mistaken belief. Holding with that mistaken belief, he should not write judgments. It is wrong. So this is about the stereotypes. Up to now, we have studied only what is stereotypes, how it affects on judicial making, how it affects on general. Now come to gender stereotypes. Up to now, we did not enter into gender aspects. What is gender? First, we have to know. We know the meaning of sex. Sex means some biological attributes. If a human being is having some biological attributes, we may call them as men or female or boy, woman, or gender diverse individuals, basing on biological attributes. Then what is gender? Gender refers to socially constructed roles, behaviors, and expressions. That means what? That means society gives some roles, some work, some behavior, some expression to a particular class of people. So that is called gender. So these norms, behaviors, and roles associated with a particular gender identity. So here two words. One is sex, another one is gender. And the third word is identity, gender identity. Gender identity means it may be girl, woman, boys, men, and gender diverse individuals. That means we are calling them as transgenders, or in a very derogatory manner. There are so many words, but we should not use. The more appropriate word regarding third gender is gender diverse individuals. So this is the word. This is called gender. Then what is gender stereotype? Gender stereotype means assumptions about the characteristics that individuals of a particular gender have, or the roles that should perform. So, gender stereotypes are assumptions about the characteristics that individuals of particular gender. Oh, man, you take woman. So individual from that man group or male group or female group have certain type of characteristics. Who is that?
Venugopal sir, kindly mute your mic.
మీటింగ్ చేయమంటే 6 సంవత్సరాలు చేయటం కాదండి కేవలం
Venugopal sir, kindly mute your
ఆ సంవత్సరం 5 ఎన్నిసార్లు మీటింగ్ ఆయన కన్వీనర్ అవును
Okay. So
sir, please continue.
yes, sir, yes. So this is about gender stereotypes. Basing on gender, if stereotype is there, this is called gender stereotype. Suppose Supreme Court given one example that all women like the color pink. All women like the color pink. That is wrong. In the same way as given another example that women lie about men regarding rape or sexual assault done against them. The first stereotype is not having any bearing. Suppose all women like pink color, it is not a big problem. But if a judge is having one notion that women will lie always about the rape and sexual assault against them, it impacts on judicial judgment. So it is wrong. So Supreme Court has divided this gender stereotype, particularly woman gender stereotypes, into 3 types. What are those 3 types? Stereotypes based on the so-called inherent characteristics of woman. So woman is having certain inherent characteristics. So this is the truth about a woman. So how can this is happen? Like this. Inherent characteristics of woman. And another thing is gender roles of woman. And the third one is sex, sexuality, and sexual violence. Basing on these 3 things, Supreme Court has prepared a table which are incorrect notions, which are gender stereotypes, and which have to be removed from our mind. So first thing is based on inherent characteristics. You come to table. Here there is a table. In this table, Supreme Court has given 7 types of stereotypes basing on inherent characteristics. So while arguing a case or while drafting a legal matter, a petition or affidavit, we should not produce this type of notion in our pleadings. If it is there, automatically it should be reverted by the bench, because Supreme Court is giving training regarding all these things through judicial academies. So now judges are having knowledge about this book and the stereotypes. But in this, we also should have knowledge about this. Otherwise, we may get failure. What is this stereotype? Basing on inherent, women are overly emotional, illogical, and cannot take decisions. Normally in families, I will prefer only gents, boys, not girls. And illogical and cannot take decisions. That is wrong. So logic and other thing, capacity, that is basing on individual composition. A person's gender does not determine the thought, rational thoughts, capacity for rational thought. That is the reality. Next, all women are physically weaker than all men. So many people, girls and women are participating in sports and games and karate and other things now. Can an ordinary man can compete the army woman? So this is not correct. While men and women are physiologically different, while it is not true that all women are physically weaker than all men. So we can't give one feature to all. That is the point. A person's strength does not depend solely on their gender, but also on factors such as their profession, genetics, nutrition, and physical activity, just like I quoted. Women are more passive. This is also wrong. People display a wide range of personality traits. Trait means characteristics. So some people, some men also passive, some women also passive or active. So that cannot. Next, women are warm, kind, and compassionate. Compassion is an acquired characteristic that is unique to every individual. Individuals of all genders can possess compassion. That is reality. What is myth? Unmarried women are incapable of taking important decisions about their lives. Yes, in normal, so many families it is being happened. Till marriage is being solemnized to that girl, she is not matured. She is not adult. The treatment will not be given. So marriage has no bearing on an individual's ability to take decisions. That is the reality. The law defines specific ages for persons to consent to certain activities, marriage or consuming alcohol like this. So marriage has no bearing. That is the reality. Women of oppressed or marginalized communities have diminished cognitive capabilities or limited understanding of the world. This is regarding oppressed caste. That means which are commonly called as lower caste people. The people from lower caste or oppressed caste people have diminished cognitive capability. That means what? They cannot acquire knowledge. They cannot understand the things easily. Their cognitive capabilities. Cognitive means in CRPC there is a cognizance. Able to understand. Ability to understand a thing by seeing the thing. So that cognitive capabilities are low to lower caste people or oppressed caste. That is one stereotype. The community an individual belongs to is not determinative of their cognitive capabilities or their understanding of the world. That is reality. The another thing is all women want to have children. This is also not correct. Some people also, some women also there, those who do not want to have children. So this is regarding inherent capabilities. And basing on gender roles, I already told that what is gender? Role given by society. society ascribes some roles to gender, specific genders. Man has to do this, woman has to do this, like that. So in those roles, stereotypes are there. For example, 7 examples given by Supreme Court. This is basing on their duty. Women are more nurturing and better suited to care for others. That means nurturing, caring, fostering has to be done by women because they are specialists. People of all genders are equally suited to the task of caring for others. That is reality. So we should not take this type of pleas in our pleadings. Women should do all the household chores. This also wrong. People of all genders are equally capable of doing house chores. Now all cleaning and railway stations and other public places is cleaning agency given to only male persons. They are doing this. And wives should take care of their husband's parents. This is also a controversy issue. In Andhra Pradesh, one lady from someone particular religion has taken this as an objection. Why wives should not take care of their husband's parents? That means mother-in-laws or father-in-laws. They have given husband with a lot of money so that the daughter-in-law should take care. So here, what is the reason? Reality, the responsibility of taking care of elderly individuals in the family falls equally on individuals of all genders. This is not the sole remit of women. This is reality. Next, women who work outside of the home do not care about their children. This is also wrong. Women who are also mothers are less competent in the office because they are distracted by child care. It is double duty. So that is also wrong. Women who do not work outside the home do not contribute to the household or contribute very little in comparison to their husbands. So those who do not leave the house, they may not have good ideas as husbands or male persons had. That is also wrong. I don't want to explain each and every word because we can understand and the time constraint also. Women should be submissive or subordinate to man. Of course, this is very wrong stereotype. The Constitution of India guarantees equal rights to individuals. This is regarding gender roles. The other is sex and sexual violence. It is very important for all lawyers, criminal side who are doing. So, women who dress in clothes that are not considered to be traditional want to engage in sexual relations with men. If a man touches such a woman without her consent, it is her fault. So this is nowadays there are so many comments regarding the dressing pattern of the woman from political leaders to common people, even from women section also. Everybody is commenting on cloth and attire of girls. So because one girl or woman is having such type of dress which is not traditional, it does not mean that that woman is inviting you to participate in sexual activity. That is wrong. So if you touch that girl, it is not fault. That notion is wrong. What is the reality? The clothing or attire of a woman neither indicate that she wishes to engage in sexual relations, nor is it an invitation to touch her. There are other explanation you can read. The other thing is, this is also very important one. Normally all criminal side lawyers will having this type of arguments also. Women who consume alcohol or smoke cigarettes want to engage in sexual relations with men. If a man touches such a woman without her consent, it is her fault. I give you an example in recently happened in Delhi regarding to one British citizen. British citizen, lady citizen is having a friend in India At night time, she invited his friend, social media friend, Facebook friend, to a hotel. They both together consumed alcohol, smoked. Thereafter, the complaint is that that friend committed rape on her. Then what is the feeling of every man? Automatically, when she invited to such a situation, it will be happen. What is the wrong? One judgment also is there. A High Court from Mumbai. What is that observation? When a woman invites a friend at night time to her room, does she know what happened? Doesn't she know what happens? So inviting friend is wrong. In the same, this is stereotype. So women, like all people, may consume alcohol or smoke cigarettes for a variety of reasons, including for recreation. The consumption of alcohol or use of tobacco is not an indication of their desire for sexual relations with a man. That is the reality we should have. Then men who sexually assault or rape women are typically strangers and are not known to the woman. That means known people will not do sexual assault. That is one stereotype. It is also wrong. Next, women who are sexually assaulted or raped by men cry incessantly. This is also very dangerous stereotype, and are depressed or suicidal. If a woman behavior does not conform to this mold, she is lying about having been raped. So while rape is happening, the woman should give maximum resistance. There must be physical injuries. There must be incessant crying, shoutings. Otherwise, there is no rape. This type of notion is not correct. So, why these notions have been selected by Supreme Court? Supreme Court picked up all these from judgments of different high courts or past judgments, so that it is prepared this table. It is not prepared by air. All these experience, all these previous judgments, these have been drafted. So different people react differently to traumatic events. For example, the death of a parent may cause one person to cry publicly, whereas another person in a similar situation may not exhibit any emotion in public. So, because of she did not cry, we can't say that there is no rape. Women do not speak to the man who has sexually assaulted or raped them after the incident of sexual assault or rape. If a woman speaks or interacts normally with the accused, her complaint of sexual assault is false. So we can't come to that decision. Women are often forced to interact with the men who have sexually assaulted or raped them. When this is happened in a sexual assault happened in a isolated place or forest or something in a very deep distant areas, what she can do? She has to travel with him for some time also. So this type of stereotype is also wrong. Women who are sexually assaulted or raped by men complain about the injustice immediately. That means this is regarding delay in giving complaint or lodging FIR. This is also wrong. So it takes courage and strength to report a sexual offense because of the stigma attached to them. So it is also next. 19 stereotypes given by Supreme Court under this category. So dominant caste men do not want to engage in sexual relations. Suppose in a housemaid or any servant has been attacked by owners, they may take this plea. We belong to upper caste. Normally, we don't touch a lower caste people. That is banned in our communities. So it is wrong. She is lying. So this type of stereotypes are not correct. It should not be encouraged. Rape and sexual violence have long been used as a tool of social control. Dominant caste men have historically used sexual violence as a tool to reinforce and maintain caste hierarchies. That is reality. So it is not possible for a man to rape a sex worker. That sex worker also have some rights to reject, to refuse. She may accept earlier. She may refuse now. Then it amounts to rape. Next, able-bodied men do not want to engage in sexual relations with women with disabilities. That is also wrong. Next, rape is a crime which taints the honor of the survivor or her family. If the rapist marries the survivor, her honor is restored. This is regularly happening. Bail conditions, compromise. The rape victim is once married to that person, they want to compromise the offenses. In certain incidents, Supreme Court is not accepting to compromise. Even both husband and wife came to Supreme Court or High Constitutional Court and they made some compromise petition. It is not being allowed because rape is a offense against society. So, bail conditions, some high courts are imposing bail condition. You should marry him, marry her, then we will grant bail. These type of conditions are objectionable and objected by Supreme Court. Next, women are very likely to make false allegations of sexual assault. Already we discussed. So this type of stereotypes are there. It should not be encouraged. I will only read stereotypes. Women who say no to sexual advances are shy and they actually mean to say. That means in Telugu, there is a proverb is there. Aduvari matalku ardale verule. So that has not been taken. If woman says no, yes. Woman says yes, no. So this should not be taken. That is also stereotype. Next, men are unable to control their sexual desires. So what? Men, like all other humans, are in control of all their actions, including their sexual desires. So it is also not a reason. A woman who has previously had sexual relations cannot be raped. This is also loose morals or loose characters. This type of words should not be used, and it is immaterial of their previous sexual activity. So, next one, last one is young people follow Western culture and engage in casual sexual relations. This is also not correct. So, this is about some stereotypes. Good women prefer death rather than being raped by a man. This is also very dangerous, harmful stereotype. Indian women behave differently from Western women. Women of other countries, after a man has sexually assaulted or raped them. Just now I have given example of British. Every woman feels the same way. So Indian woman different, Western woman different. It should not be taken. Next, transgender individuals cannot be raped. This is also wrong. If a woman does not scream for help, it is important stereotype. Attack the rapist, or if she does not have any injuries on her body, such as cuts and scraps, she has not been raped. So this is is not having any value, any force in arguments. Just because she did not cry, she did not shout, it does not mean that there is no rape. So all these are outdated notions. Now, because of this handbook, these are binding decisions. Next, we come to binding decisions given by Supreme Court. So normally, no court should accept these notions in criminal offenses. So these are stereotypes. All three types of stereotypes. Gender stereotypes particularly completed. Now come to the third one is the current doctrine on legal issues. Supreme Court has given binding decisions, cited some binding decisions on particular 5 issues. What is that? The role of law in confronting patriarchy and stereotypes. That means nowadays, if you take so many judgments, you take Navtej Singh Johar judgment, that is 377 unnatural offenses struck down. You take 497 adultery, Joseph Shine versus Union of India case, it struck down 497. So why this in Sabarimala case treated woman equal despite their prohibitions in religious texts? So the law is confronting patriarchy and stereotypes. What is this heading meaning? Patriarchy means simply male dominant society, feelings. The law is confronting. That means law is challenging the type of patriarchy and stereotypes. Joseph Shine, why 497 adultery has been struck down? The reason is that if a man entered into sexual relations with outside of marriage with an unmarried woman, it is not an offense. Suppose a man entered into sexual relations outside the marriage with the wife of another man, then it is offense. That means what? Because that female is wife of the second man, law is treating wife as property of that second man. Because of that right of the property has been violated of the second man, law is punishing the first man. That is wrong. So adultery is but a codified rule of patriarchy. So adultery is codified rule of patriarchy. So it has been struck down. So that means what? Law confronting with the patriarchy or other things. So that is one aspect. Here Supreme Court says anachronistic conceptions. What is anachronistic conceptions means? Outdated, obsoleted. Earlier, historically, some mistakes happened. Now they were removed. There are lot of reforms are there. Lot of acts are there. Lot of law is there. Movements are there. Supreme Court recognized several movements which fought for the welfare of the woman. So this chastity, honor, and all these are given to the only woman. There are no such things for men. So that is wrong. The another thing is rejection of pre-vaginum test, two-finger test. Earlier there is a concept that to determine rape is there or not, two-finger test, in medical use that two-finger test, that has been banned because the so-called test is based on the incorrect assumption that a sexually active woman cannot be raped. Nothing could be further from the truth. So it is wrong. Next, another thing is there is a judgment. You can read that judgment from that book. Testimony of a survivor or victim is inherently credible. Supreme Court says that court should not ask corroboration for the affidavit given by, statement given by prosecutrix. We should not suspect, doubted the affidavit or statement given by prosecutrix merely due to incorrect assumption that women seek to foist false cases against men or that woman is lie about having been raped. So what is that means? If one prosecutrix come and say he has raped me, is it final? No, not that. That is not the meaning of the court. But when it is satisfying the conscience of the court, then it is to be accepted. That is the language given by the Supreme Court. Assurance should be taken. That means the court, while appreciating the evidence of a prosecutrix, may look for some assurance of her statement to satisfy its judicial conscience, since she is a witness who is interested in the outcome of the charge leveled by her. But there is no requirement of law to insist upon corroboration of her statement. So there must be corroboration. Otherwise, there is no rape. You should not come to that decision. The one judgment is there. That is State of Punjab versus Gurmeet Singh. Next, another important is absence of physical injuries must be evaluated contextually. In some rape cases, there may not be any physical injuries. Because of there are no physical injuries, we should not come to a conclusion that there is no rape. Sometimes physical injuries may not necessary. They may scare her, they may threaten her with a life threat to any her relatives, her nearby people, family members. So so because of that, because of she is not having physical injuries, we should not come to conclusion that there is no rape. So state of Uttar Pradesh versus Chotilal, some judgments they have taken. Why they quoted these judgments? These judgments which are cited by Supreme Court in this book are binding precedents. All courts should follow. It is stated in the forehead of that heading, the topic, the preamble of that topic. So delay in filing an FIR or complaint cannot be mechanically used to create doubt. It is well settled law. Normally, there must be an explained explanation for delay in lodging FIR or complaint. If there is an unexplained delay is there, normally courts will doubt the occurrence of offense. In the same way, it is also settled regarding a sexual assault case. The delay is not a matter. It cannot be treated as a doubt because of there is a delay in lodging FIR or complaint. So these are the important stereotypes and realities given by the Supreme Court, particularly regarding women. So this is the essence of the this book called Handbook of on Gender Stereotypes by Supreme Court. So these are very important for practicing all practicing lawyers, judges, and while drafting legal petitions and other things. So this is about today's class. I'm leaving the meeting to Sri K.P. Raoji.
Thank you, Suresh sir, for your elaborate speech on the topic. We will meet next Friday at 7 p.m. and the details will be circulated to you. I thank to all of the participants who came and spent their valuable time. I will again remind you.
Can't we give any 1 or 2 minutes for any doubts or there?
Okay, sir. If it is so, I will.
Only 1 or 2 minutes.
I will invite the participants.
Yeah.
If they have got any doubts or otherwise if they have got any comments to say on this particular topic, they are invited to say their comments. Or questions they may put to Mr. Suresh.
1 or 2 minutes, otherwise it will be closed. Okay, sir, it appears no such things, you may close.
The most important thing is, Sir Suresh sir.
Sir, tell me.
The most important thing is, while we advocates have to sensitize about our gender issues,
yes,
the first and foremost and the most prior thing is that Indian judiciary,
yes,
and Supreme Court itself,
yes,
as well as High Court judges, have to sensitize themselves so far as gender issues are concerned. Two things are very much disturbing. The first thing is, recently Allahabad High Court judge talked about rape issue
touching
while
of chest and yes,
while he was deciding about the bail charge issue,
yes,
which has come before him from the trial court. He was telling that this act, that act, disrobing dupatta of a woman,
yes,
or otherwise pulling out the belt of a paisama of a woman,
yes, is not rape.
To attempt to rape, but it would amount to section 354 of IPC.
Yes,
that is outraging the modesty of the woman.
yes,
This is the thing that they have to be sensitized first. And quite often, more than once, we witness in the Honorable Supreme Court itself, so many judges use such loose comments about women in their, it would be off the record. I want to say it is even obituary dicta. They would say it only on the podium and nothing would be recorded, but it comes into the newspapers. And so far as myself is concerned, it is my personal opinion. Once you are saying that a rape victim's name shall not be disclosed,
Yes.
it is itself showing somewhat gender insensitivity. Because you are telling that you are protecting the honor of the woman on one side, and on the other side you are telling that the rape has nothing to do with the honor. There is a contradictory thing. And on behalf of All India Lawyers Union, I put this session to our Delhi State Unit. They have to address the Chief Justice of India. First of all, 5 judges have to sit and to review all those past decisions. And they have to come out very clearly. It is not only just issuing a handbook. They have to override certain remarks which they had made in their earlier judgments. Now I will open the podium for other participants to say something or otherwise to put any queries to Mr. Suresh.
It appears there are no such things, sir, because they are leaving. We may close the session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you very much to all the participants.